Hello friends, today's Wellness Pop-Up is all about systems. Well, you might be asking, what does systems have to do with wellness? Everything. Systems are the magic to our good health. Systems the magic to happiness. Systems are the magic to success. Think about the systems we have in our life. Your morning routine, that's a system. Your bedtime routine, another system. Even when you get in your vehicle and start driving, you're working amongst many systems. The road signs, the markings, how you use your vehicle. These are systems that people have created so that we are successfully driving to where we need to go, so that we're not crashing into other people. Truly, a system is bringing clarity to the chaos that's all around us. So, what do we do before we even create a system? Well, we make excuses. That's what we do. We totally make excuses because, there's no reason why we need to change what we're doing. There's no reason why we need a system. There's just excuses going on. Actually, what we really do right before we create a system is we follow the 2 D words of success. I guarantee I have found 2 words that begin with the letter D that are going to guarantee you success. Do you have any guesses on what these D words are? The D words, there's a lot in the dictionary. Don't Google it, don't cheat, none of that. But these D words, they are truly going to bring that clarity with all the chaos that we do have in life. Seriously, sometimes we do use excuses as even a time management tool. The excuse might sound something like this. Oh, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to take on that project, or I'm too busy to exercise, or I'm too busy to eat healthy. We think that we're saving time with our excuses, or we're saving time with our cool technology, and we're managing our time by saying no because we're so busy. But really, are we too busy? Are we really too busy to eat healthy? Are we really too busy to exercise? I don't think we're ever too busy. Being too busy is a bad habit. That's a bad thought process. Instead, we need to make the decision to do something, or we're making the decision not to do something. That first D word is decision. We decide how to manage our space, how to manage our inbox, how to manage our thoughts, how to manage our time. We decide. Nobody's making us. Nobody's throwing it on us and challenging us. It's our decision. The second D, once we make a decision, the next thing we need to do to actually make that decision happen is we need to discipline ourselves to that decision. But it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to stay disciplined to our decisions. I might make a decision at the beginning of the year, New Year's resolution time, make a decision that I want to lose 10 pounds. I also might make a decision that I want to lose 50 pounds. Whatever it is, it's a decision. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's stay disciplined. You know what happens after a week? Well, this year I gained a pound. That's what happened after a week. It's just not easy to stay disciplined to that decision because the decision is too big. When I said earlier that I have 2 D words that'll guarantee you success, we showed you on the screen how we kind of put the D's on top of each other with the S at the bottom to make it plural. Well, here's a little extra golden nugget for you though. That S does more than make this image plural. The S stands for systems. And the S really should go between the 2 D's. All right? It's easier to stay disciplined to systems rather than staying disciplined to a decision. And when we create a system based on our decision, now it's all going to fall into place. When we make a decision of we're going to want to lose 10 pounds, what are the systems now? that we need to set up and stay disciplined to. You know, when I was working on a project a few years ago, I was working with an executive, and we had great brainstorming time, but we couldn't finish in the time that we had blocked out. So he said to me, you know, go find another 30 minutes in the next 2 weeks and we'll finish. We'll finish the project. We'll be good to go. Sounds great. Until I went back to my desk and I looked at both of our calendars and realized we don't have 30 minutes together in the next 2 weeks. His calendar's full, my calendar's full, and wherever we had a break, they weren't connecting. So I did find kind of a spot. It was like on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock. I had an opening at 3 o'clock, but he didn't. But I noticed in his calendar from like 3 to 4:30, it said block. That was it. That was his appointment, block. So my guess is probably something personal. Maybe it's just time for him to get work done. So I called his assistant and I said, hey, I see this in his calendar. I was wondering if he could just move it down a half hour and I could plug in at 3 o'clock with him. She said no. She didn't even ask him. She just said, no, not possible. I was frustrated because I'm like, well, how about you just ask him? He's the one who said, find 30 minutes in the next 2 weeks, right? No, it's not possible. Fine. I think I came in like at 7 o'clock one morning to have time with him to finish the project. But on that Wednesday was a crazy day for me. And usually on Wednesdays over my noon hour, I would get my workout in. Well, I didn't have a noon hour until about 3 o'clock that afternoon. So instead of skipping my workout, I just moved the workout down to 3 o'clock. Well, I went to the gym, and as soon as I walked in, guess who was there? That executive that I was working with. That executive who has a block of time in his calendar from 3 to 4:30 on Wednesdays to work out. The little devil on my left shoulder, oh, it was having a heyday. It was complaining, it was whining, it was saying things like, are you serious? You couldn't move your workout just 30 minutes so that we could meet at a normal time of day? And the little angel on the right shoulder said, wow, look at that. Somebody that busy still has time for a workout. He still prioritizes a workout every day. Wow. What's my excuse? What's my excuse when I am so busy I can't get a workout in? Well, he's so busy, he has control over his calendar. He not only has control over his calendar, but he's educated his assistant to not move certain appointments, to not move his workout. Wow. He's made a decision, he's created systems, and he's staying disciplined to it. We need to choose goals. We need to choose healthy habits. We need to make decisions to make things like exercise a priority. We need to communicate with our team members as part of our system so that everybody's staying disciplined to the calendar, to the system. Can you do that? Do you do that? Do you already have these kinds of systems that you don't miss out on the important things? Think about your decisions. Think about your goals. I mean, those are, future decisions, right? Think about your goals. What systems do you need to create to reach your goal? Because systems is where the magic is happening. It'll be easy to reach a goal. It'll be easy to stay disciplined to a system. By the way, if by chance it's just not working, the system's not working, maybe it's the decision that's not working, it's just I can't stay disciplined to it. It's not the decision that's broken. It is the system that's broken. You just need to redo your system. Redo the system until something connects and makes it simple to stay disciplined to it. And you will reach your decisions. You will reach your goals. What system do you need to put in place today? We'll see you next time.